Hello, great people. There's palpable tension in the polity as Nigerian police force arrested self-proclaimed Obi of Lagos. 65-year-old Chubike Azubike was arrested by men of the Lagos State Police Command for allegedly declaring himself as the Obi of Lagos and for planning a coronation ceremony where he reportedly was to launch a palace that is worth 1.5 billion naira. This arrest of Chubike Azubike has generated a lot of heated argument between Nigerians, particularly between the Igbos and the Yorubas. On this episode of Politics with Joshua Plug, I will be reviewing the process that led to the arrest of Chubike Azubike, the self-proclaimed Obi of Lagos. Then we'll be looking at the inter-ethnic relations between the Yorubas and the Igbo community. We would also be looking at the reaction or the disposition of the government to the Igbo at the state level in Lagos and at the federal government level under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We will also be reviewing the conduct of Chubike Azubike as regards proclaiming himself as the Obi of Lagos, and we'll be taking instance from a West African country. We'll be doing all this and more on this episode of Politics with Joshua Plug, Dr. Omosoladeji. First, before I start, I must say that if you are a tribal bigot, if you are the type that what controls your brain is the ethnic group that you are from, whether you are Yoruba or you are Igbo, this video is not for you. This video is for right-thinking Nigerians because I would be coming for Chubike Azubike and also I will be coming for some of my Yoruba brethren, particularly those in power. So everybody will have its own share of positivity and negativity in this analysis. So if you are a tribal bigot that you are thinking that I should face a one-way traffic, definitely this video is not for you because I have some strong words for the Lagos state government and the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the later part of this video. But first, let me talk about the heated argument that this arrest has generated. First, I think that, you see, we need to realize that we belong to each other and we are our brothers' keepers, in the sense that the arrest of Chubike Azubike has led to a lot of sad commentary between the Yorubas and the Igbos. Just go online, look at any post as regards his arrest, and you would see the back and forth between Yorubas and Igbos. Everywhere is on fire. There's flames everywhere. And I was reading comments and I felt sad. Negative comment both from the Igbos and from the Yoruba brethren as well. So I think that first, I need to call for peace and for ceasefire, that we need to realize that whether we like it or not, we are advantageous to each other, and we should try and always reason logically and sue for peace. That the Igbo man you think is wrong doesn't mean that you should call for his head. That you think that the Nigerian government or the Lagos state government is wrong doesn't mean that you should also call for the head of the Yoruba people. So I just have to start with that because I feel very concerned that if there is a face-off between two ethnic groups about the arrest of one man, then how will Nigeria be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years or 50 years? This gives me serious concern. Now, having said that, I will be coming for Chubike Azubike and also the Nigerian government. First, let me condemn the action of Chubike Azubike in the sense that you proclaimed yourself as the Obi of Lagos. Now, it is not bad to be the leader of the Igbo community in Lagos. All across the world, communities usually have leaders, in the sense that if there is a sizable amount of people that are from the same ethnic group, they will create a community. Abroad, they will call it the Nigerian community. They may say, oh, this is the Igbo community, this is the Yoruba community. So everybody that is a member of that particular community, for instance, to belong to the Yoruba community, you must be a Yoruba man. If you to belong to the Nigerian community, you must be a Nigerian. So having an Igbo community, I don't see anything wrong with that, so that they can move forward, they can push for the interest of the Igbos and to kind of like push the interest of the Igbos to the government. And also, it's beneficial to the government because government will be able to know what the Igbos in that community want. So if there's anything, government can reach out to the head of the Igbo community. So having an Igbo community head is not a crime. But then again, what caused problem for Chubike Azubike, to my mind, is broadening the scope beyond proportion. Chibuike Azubike broadened the scope beyond proportion because he allegedly declared himself as the Obi of Lagos. If you look at the interpretation, and I think lack of orientation is what put Chibuike Azubike in trouble, in the sense that if you declare yourself as Obi of Lagos, what that means is that you are saying that you are the king of Lagos. Now, let us look at something. Let us break it down. You as an Igbo man cannot and can never be the king of Lagos. So don't call yourself Obi of Lagos. So I think that what Chibuike Azubike, 65-year-old, could have done is to use his orientation rightly and say that, okay, maybe he is the Obi of Igbos in Lagos. Now, that is a different thing. Obi of Igbos in Lagos. That is, you are saying that you are the king of Igbos in Lagos. But for you to say you are the Obi of Lagos, that means that you are the king of every community in Lagos, including the Hausa, including the Yoruba, including the Ijaw, including the Yoruba. So that means that he has expanded the scope beyond proportion. And Chibuike Azubike himself may not be aware. He may just have done it ignorantly. But then, you know, the Yoruba community, particularly the government of Lagos State, do not find it funny. So I think that it is lack of orientation that caused the problem for the self-proclaimed Obi of Lagos. He could have declared himself as a Igbo in Lagos. That's another title, which is the king or the leader of the Igbos in Lagos. If he had declared himself as a Igbo or as a Igbo in Lagos, if government have arrested him, then, you know, one can blame the government. But for you to say you are the Obi of Lagos, then it will not fly. It's just like a Yoruba man should go to Anambra State and say, oh, I am the Oba of Anambra. Definitely the Anambra people would react. Now, let me now go to the aspect of the state government before I come back to Chibuike Azubike. You see, the state government needs to realize something, which is that I don't think that Chibuike Azubike, I don't think that he kind of like is well oriented, because ordinarily I don't think that anybody will just wake up and say that, oh, he wants to declare himself as the Obi of Lagos. So if once he has made that mistake, I think the state government can correct him and say, well, you are wrong by declaring yourself the Obi of Lagos, and definitely they may even invite him and the matter will end there. I don't like the show in the media, you know, the media show that is going on, whereby it has now become, you know, a matter of public opinion. I don't like that. I think that it should have been well handled, in the sense that if they invite the man, or even if they arrest him and they don't make it, you know, a public show, and they give him a serious warning and order him to cancel that coronation that he's doing, then it would have been okay. But to not make a media show out of it, I don't think that is too good, in the sense that we live in a country whereby sometimes even if they are even if they arrest hardened criminal, they don't parade them. People don't get to see the faces of those criminals. So Chibuike Azubike, from report, is not a criminal. He just declared himself as the Obi of Lagos. So you need to look at his level of education, his level of orientation. If Chibuike Azubike has been a trader all his life, and you know he has not been to the four walls of school, then you can know that, okay, his ignorance is coming from his lack of adequate education. So I don't like the media show that was coming out of it from the state government. And let us look at another thing. I don't think that an Igbo man will build a 1.5 billion naira palace in Lagos, in the sense that an Igbo man will have 1.5 million and use it to build palace in Lagos. That report seems a bit flawed, because I remember some years ago, I was at Ladipo, where they used to sell spare parts. I was in Nigeria at the time, and when I met an Igbo man, we are now discussing. Somebody who went to bring the parts that I needed. We are now discussing, and the man told me that lessons from the Biafra Civil War made it compulsory for them that even before you build house in Lagos, you must have built house in your village. So in case of anything like that of the Biafra Civil War happen, they won't get to lose their property. Although the man told me, and I've seen some, like about 3 Igbo people that told me that when the Biafra war started, some of them had to leave their properties, but when the war ended and they came back, some Yoruba people were generous enough to hand over them to hand over their property back to them. Although some people, bought it from them cheap and did not return it. Some people, even took over the property completely. But there were some that were kind of like magnanimous enough to return their properties back to them. So based on that historical analogy from that Igbo man that year, I don't think that the Eze in the Eze Indigbo, sorry, that is what Igbos usually call themselves when they are in another man's community. The Obi of Lagos, self-proclaimed Obi of Lagos, I think that he would not have 1.5 million and use it to build a palace. Maybe he's the one that is exaggerating about the cost of the palace, or it is people that are exaggerating it on his behalf. And another thing is that I read that the state government is planning to charge him to court. Well, I believe that the matter can be resolved out of court, especially if you trace the history of Chibuike Azubike, and he is not somebody that has been committing a crime or that has been causing public unrest. Then the state government can pardon him. I don't think that the matter should go to court, especially if he has agreed that, oh, he's no longer the Obi of Lagos. And I think Chibuike Azubike will be finding a peaceful resolution to the matter right now. So if he has realized his mistake, I don't think that he should be charged to court or to be sent to jail. And for some people that are saying, oh, he should go to jail, it will be the Obi of Kirikiri, it will be like that Eze of Ajao State that was sent to prison by the government when he said that maybe I think IPOB will be deployed to Lagos or something like that. Well, what I can tell you is the word of the Bible that he who has not sinned should throw the first stone. So I don't think that people that are saying that, oh, he must be jailed, he must be this, he must be that, I don't subscribe to that. Don't jail the man. And for people that are saying, oh, he will be the Obi of Kirikiri, what do you want to gain in that? Particularly if Chibuike Azubike, the self-proclaimed Obi of Lagos, is now remorseful. If he has realized his mistake, I think he should be pardoned. If for anything, for the sake of the cordialness between the Yorubas and the Igbos, you cannot jail that Obi of Ajao, the AC of Ajao Estate, and also Nnamdi Kanu is in jail. Then this Chibuike Azubike, the self-proclaimed Obi of Lagos, you will still jail him again. I think that is not too cool. So the matter should be resolved out of court. Then I think that my Igbo brethren should also learn. Because if you look at it well, is the Obi not considering the body language of Lagos and Nigerian government? You want to be an Obi in Lagos State, whereby a Gbadebo Rosevival of the Labour Party was even not allowed to, participate freely in the election just because he is half Igbo. You can imagine that. So in a government where there's alleged Igbophobia and a lot of things that has been happening, it is during the tenure of that government that you want to declare yourself the Obi of Lagos. So you can see the ignorance on the part of Chibuike Azubike. Then he should have read the mood of what is happening in West Africa, particularly in Ghana. It is this Obi or no Obi that caused an issue in Ghana that the Ghanaians are now saying Ghana must go. So definitely, if he had read the mood of the Tinubu government and the Lagos State government and the recent antecedent and what is happening in Ghana, he would have known that this is not the right time to self-proclaim yourself Obi of Lagos, not to talk of organizing a coronation ceremony. So I think that Chibuike Azubike needs to be well oriented by his kinsmen as well. So I just hope that the matter will be resolved and will be resolved amicably. It's been an interesting time with you. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.